Okay, today I want to make Potstickers. It's also called Gyoza in Chinese, or Gyoza. And first I'm going to use ground beef. You can also use ground turkey. You can use ground pork. My wife doesn't like pork, so I'm using beef. So I'm going to put that in there. And then the next thing I put in, and this is a home-style recipe. Most of the restaurants don't put it in, but I'm going to put in about a bunch of chopped ginger spinach. And I bought this in the store, and then I boiled it and I chopped it. Another way to do this, if you're in the United States, is you can also buy this in the freezer section, chopped spinach, and then throw it in the microwave. It's the same thing. So I'll put that in there. Then I put in about 4 eggs, and then I chopped that up really good as well, and so I'm going to throw that in. Okay, and then we got green onions, and this is probably 3 stalks of green onions finely chopped, so throw all that in there. Then also here I have these are dried mushrooms, and then I obviously hydrate them and then chop them up really fine also. You buy these in the Chinese grocery. So throw all that in there. And then we put in lots of ginger. I'll put in lots. Got quite a bit of ginger. And the other thing we want is lots of cornstarch. This kind of gives it this consistency, so I'll put in, let's say, 3 big spoonfuls of that. And then the liquids you put in are, you want to put in quite a bit, and I do all this. This is a family recipe, but try to put in quite a bit of soy sauce, and this is sesame oil. It's another key ingredient, so put in some of that. And then cooking wine. The key, a bunch of MSG to bring out the flavor. Very common in Chinese food to have quite a bit of MSG. And then you just start mixing up really good with your hands. And this is something we've been making in our family a long time, so I can kind of go by consistency to know that's right. Also to know by the smell that I got it quite right or not. And the key thing here, because there's so many things in here, is that you got to mix it up really, really good. Already, and the thickness is right, and so on. I throw in a few peas. You don't want to fill it up with peas because then they kind of all go to the bottom, but you want a few peas in each one of the pot stickers. So you put a few in here to mix in with. The other thing that I've done already is that you can see here that I made a tray. I'll explain why later. And I filled it full of table flour, and that's just so they don't stick together. Because usually what I do with these things is I go and freeze them, because they freeze really, really well and they're great the next day. I bought these skins for the pot stickers at the Chinese grocery. You can also make them, but it's a lot easier. It's a very time-consuming process to make them so they're perfectly round. So I just go ahead and make them, buy them at the store. All right, so what you want to do is you want to just take a little bit. You don't want to put too much in. Just take a little bit and put in 1 or 2 peas after that. Come on. There's 2 peas. All right, and then what you want to do next is that you want to put some water here so it'll stick together. Okay. And then you want to, now here's the trick, and then you close it on top like that. Now here's the trick. You want to fold it, but you want to fold it as high up as possible. So you're folding it here, and then you fold it all the way in like this. And you fold the other side the same way. Okay, and the result, it looks kind of like a bonnet. Looks like that. There's the first one we're going to do. All right, and I'll show you how to, I'll do another one just to repeat so everybody can see. So you take about a teaspoon full of this filling. You take a little bit of the peas, put some water in, right? And then you close it on top like that. And then as high up as possible you start folding, and then you kind of fold in like that. The same thing on the other side. Kind of push in the filling to make it so it's kind of tight in there. And then you can see how it looks like that. Okay. Okay, I made 60 of them, and they're all on the flour in the trays. So the next thing I do is that I go and freeze them. The key thing here is that you don't want them touching at all, because the reason why you're freezing them like this, rather than put them all in a sack together, is they stick together. So you gotta get them frozen, and then put them in the sack individually frozen. So here we go. I'm gonna put the first one in the freezer. Let's put that one like that. That all of the Potstickers are now frozen and they're individual. So now you can put them in a bag. Like this. Okay, and so the reason why I like to freeze them is because now that once they're in the freezer, they last forever, and it makes a really, really quick meal. So I'm going to show you now how to go and cook the frozen Potstickers. So you put it in a pan, and then you put some oil on the bottom, and then you just put them in here like this. Arrange them, and quite often we're cooking more, and then you just cook them, and then you fry them. Okay, so the goal is to fry them, and I try to brown them on two sides. So that you can see here, they're just on the top here, a little bit browner. I turn each one once, so it's brown on two sides. See how they're getting brown. About 15-20 seconds. All you do is you put some water in and let it steam for about 3 or 4 minutes. You cover it, and after 3 or 4 minutes, it's ready. Okay, they're done now. Turn off the fire. It's here. Okay, and I'm going to take them out. And they're ready to go. And all we do is we eat it with the sauce or soy sauce. Some people like to put a little bit of vinegar in there as well, but I don't. But that's usually you just dip it in there and then you eat them. And in the beginning they're really hot. They're really good.